And Misty, let me bring you in on this. So this is like a partial victory for the prosecution, a partial victory for the defense. How significant is everything Steph just laid out?
This is all of tremendous significance. And I say that because a suppression motion, really uphill battle for the defense. A warrantless search is illegal. However, there's so many different exceptions, and that's what we saw here. For the prosecution's perspective, the fact that the alleged murder weapon, the gun, is coming in, the manifesto, which speaks very specifically to motive, that's certainly very good for the prosecution. Those were critical pieces of evidence. What was excluded, we don't know what evidentiary value, specifically the cell phone and that chip. You know, now, if anything was derived from that evidence, that's thrown out too. So if they did get records relating to that cell phone, they could have been really beneficial to prosecution. We'll never know because that's thrown out. But the defense wants to chip away as much as they possibly can, and they were successful on that front.
But Misty, also interesting here, two judges came to two different conclusions. Why do we think that is? Because in the federal case, this evidence is not excluded.
Right. So when the federal and state law is different when it comes to evidence, the federal law is the bare minimum protections that every single person in the United States have when it comes to the Constitution. States can actually provide additional protections. So the state of New York has more better rules when it comes to defendants, when it comes to suppression. So that's why you see a different result in this case.
And Steph, if I can go back to you, we mentioned that there are these two trials, the federal and the state. What is the timeline for those? What happens next?
Well, the state case is moving forward quickly now, Kate. It's scheduled for September 8th. They're going to have a conference in June, but it's moving forward and likely to start in the fall.
All right, Stephanie Gosk, Misty Marris, appreciate it. Thank you both.